भर्गो देवस्य avatars illustrated many a teaching through stories and parables, revealing the immutable essence in the mutable, mundane affairs of our lives. Today, we bring to you a few stories narrated by the Tathagata, the Supreme Master, Gautama himself. A young disciple of the Buddha was full of energy and zeal. He was determined to attain nirvana. He was living a life of complete solitude, zealously, and sincerely followed the Great One's teachings. After a few years of such rigorous and constant practice, exasperated in a moment of tribulation, he exclaimed,
"The teacher said there are several kinds of men. I must belong to the lowest class and fear that in this birth there will be neither path nor fruit for me. What is the use of a hermit's life if I cannot, by constant endeavor, attain the insight of meditation to which I have devoted myself?"
Thus, he resolved to give up his life of practice. When he conveyed his intention to the Sangha, they brought him to the Buddha. Having seen this young boy, with a smile on his lips, the Buddha narrated a story.
Crossing the desert is no easy task. No travel is possible in the day when the sun shines brightly in the sky above and burns in the sands below. As the limitless ocean, the waves of sand spread for as far as the eye can see. There are no visible markers apart from the shifting mounds of sand. Mirages are many and can easily madden the mind. Travel is possible only in the thick of the night, when the minds and bodies are not tormented by the heat. In conditions such as these, that are difficult on the mind and the body, an experienced guide is much needed and necessary. The guide reads the heavens, determines the stars, and charts out the safe path for the weary travelers. On the evening of one such journey of a knowledgeable guide and a merchant caravan,
"Ah, there you go, sir. Tonight will be our last night here. Let us rest, relax, and stretch our limbs before the final night of our travel. We have journeyed through the desert for 59 nights, and tonight we will finish."
Praise be to the Divine who sent you to us. Thank you indeed for ferrying us across this desert with its myriad illusions. We cannot be grateful enough to you. Child, go tell the caravan to prepare a wonderful meal to celebrate this extraordinary journey of ours. After we finish tonight, we shall flourish tomorrow.
"As you say, Father, I shall let the cooks know."
a lavish feast was prepared. Every single drop of water that had been saved so far was used to irrigate the parched fields of hungry stomachs. Sharbats and juices, the softest bread, delectable appetizers, the finest spices, exquisite rice, and fried desserts were all laid out. They gave thanks for their good fortune and made merry. Thus passed a wonderful evening. As the sun started to set out and the magic of day and night played out, the stars began glistening like diamonds and the dark mine of the desert sky. The moon peeked out from behind the silvery curtain of the clouds. The gentle winds hollered a whisper softly. Arise, awake, the heavens are lit.
Sir, arise quickly. The time to start the journey for the final night has begun. Please pack your belongings and start along with me. The moon shines brightly tonight. We need to head out soon so that we may have a safe passage.
As you say, tonight we say goodbye to the dreary illusions of the scorching heat of never-ending desert. Everyone, pack up, make haste.
Thus they trudged along, one behind the other, with some humming a tune from the evening before and another finishing up the last piece of dessert. Just as the dark veil prevents one from seeing afar, the lavish feast wove a rich tapestry of slumber enveloping the travelers. The guide swayed alternatively by sleep and wakefulness, made some fatal mistakes in reading the stars. However, the veil of sleep was too thick for anyone to notice. Just as a skillful warrior emerges victorious in a battlefield, the rising sun poured the darkness of the night, turning the sky into a field of crimson. In the next blink he arose, shining resplendently as the emperor of the sky. Like a hard taskmaster, he awoke the denizens below from the sleepy crawl. The travelers and the guide, now coming to their senses, realized that they had come back a full circle and were back at the same place they were at the night before.
There seems to have been a mistake. Were we not here the night before?
I'm afraid, sir, that is so. It looks like between the battle of wakefulness and sleep, the latter seems to have won the past night.
What? How can this be? We do not have any water left. The camels and bulls in my caravan are tired. They need water to survive. Without them, what shall I do with all of this merchandise? We heard you're a great man and an expert and can never lose your way. What kind of a guide are you who cannot keep awake a single night?
Huh. Such is the nature of men. When the time is good, they wrap praises deep and long. And when the time sours, one only need fear their abuse. Like the chameleon changes its color, the mind changes its shape with every blow of fate. Tcha, perhaps I should leave these merchants and their trove to their fate. I can easily survive this desert and cross it over. What a bother trying to ferry these ungrateful people. But wait, what kind of a guide will I be if I leave the simpletons here? They know not, so they're upset. It is I who took responsibility and I cannot let that go. What will that little boy learn from me if I gave up in the face of least resistance? However, what shall I do? What shall I do? A whole day without water is not going to be possible for them. Besides, they have another night of journey.
Wafting between the blows of doubt and compassion, the mind of the guide tossed endlessly. Just then, in the corner of his eye, he saw a tiny patch of green. 2 strands of kusa grass stood bravely facing the heat of the sun. The guide saw this as providential. However small the grass might be, it can only be sustained by the waters of life. So he knew water was near. However, this would mean that one would need to dig through mounds of sand to find the source. And he no longer had the physical strength for it.
Can anyone in this caravan help me? I need help.
What? You need help? You are here to help us. Go away. Leave us to our fate.
Dear boy, come here. Won't you help me?
The guide called the young boy, who had looked at his every move in wonder and had followed his every command implicitly. The guide knew that this task could only be accomplished by one of faith.
Why? What are you going to do, old man? Run away with this young boy?
Come here, little one. Bring the shovel with you and dig here at the root of this kusa grass.
As the king demands tax from his subjects, so also did the sun demand the sweat of their brows as an offering to him. The beads of sweat glistened like diamonds, which perhaps glad in the sun. For the treasure seemed to fill with each passing hour. As time passed, nothing but more sand arose from the bottomless pit, and thus the boy had dug himself into a deep pit. Following the words of the guide, the boy had hit a stone and could dig no more.
Here you go. He has dug himself to the bedrock. Why does this boy believe one who misled us? This boy has always been misguided.
The guide went down into the hole and put his ear to the ground and could hear a gurgle, a murmur, a roar, the sounds of a playful, powerful spring underneath.
Dear boy, do not be disappointed. Take heart, take courage. The goal is near. Strike this rock that stands between faith and doubt and save all those who are here. Muster courage, young one. Persevere.
The boy struck the rock with one last blow, giving all that he had. Lo and behold, the rock cracked. His efforts bore fruit, and the spring leapt into the air like a fountain of immortality. Everyone rejoiced and celebrated. They fed and feasted, thanking the guide and the boy. They even put up a flag announcing the spring so that the weary traveler may find some respite from the scorching heat. Realizing the transient nature of the mind, the guide neither revelled at their praise, nor did he seek revenge for their past outbursts. Becoming alert, he avoided the rich pleasures of the palate and ferried the caravan safely across that night. Such is the story which I tell you today. This young man who now wishes to renounce the Dhamma and the Sangha was the young boy in his past life who found the spring. He implicitly obeyed me and did not give up, even when the task was impossible. And today, when he is so close to the goal, he wishes to give up. I tell as I told you then, persevere and you will find the spring of joy, which will not only satisfy you, but will also sate the thirst of thousands. Persevere, young man, persevere.
It so happened one day that Ananda, the personal attendant of the Buddha, and Buddha himself were walking through a forest. Just then, they came by a river which was being crossed by a large caravan of 500 carts. They continued walking. After walking for a few minutes,
Ananda, won't you spread a cloth for me to rest on? My body seems to suffer from exhaustion and needs some rest.
Your wish is my command, my Lord. Let me spread a robe for you, dear Lord.
How wonderful it is to have an attendant like you. Ananda, could you urgently fetch me some water?
Certainly, my Lord. I will do so right away. Even though we passed a stream just now, its waters have been muddied by the caravan. I heard that there is a river about 5 miles down. I will fetch water from there, my lord.
Oh, that is too far. I cannot wait. Please do fetch it from the stream we just saw, and right away.
But, my lord, it has been muddied.
From the stream, please, and right away.
As you wish, my dear lord.
Ananda ran to the stream. However, he saw the entire stream muddied by the caravan as he expected. He came back, thinking of letting the Buddha know and heading out to the nearby river.
Ah, come, you have come. Give me the water.
Sorry, Maitreya. I could not find any clean water. Please forgive me. I will run to the river right now, Swami.
Oh, Ananda, this is such a simple matter. I want it from the stream, and right now. Please try again.
Ananda ran to the stream. However, he saw the entire stream still muddied. He again came back, thinking of letting the Buddha know and heading out to the nearby river again.
There you have come. Give me my water, please.
Sorry, Gautama. I could not find any clean water there. Please forgive me. I will run to the river right now.
I want it from the stream, and now.
Ananda ran again to the stream. However, he saw the entire stream still muddied. This time, however, he sat underneath a nearby tree and he waited and he waited and then he waited some more. The sand slowly settled, allowing for him to take the clear top. He took it and he ran to his master to offer. When he reached there, he found the Buddha smiling.
Here you go, my master. Thank you, dear Lord.
Thank me? Why? You brought the water after multiple attempts. Thank you.
No, my dear Lord. Thank you for your teaching, my Lord.
What teaching? I was just here minding my business.
The Tathagata is everywhere, as everything is interconnected. At the lake, your teaching of watching the mind became clear, just as I had to wait for the mud to settle down before collecting the cool, clear water. So also, when my emotions are high and my mind muddied, I cannot collect any useful information. I have to wait, calm my emotions, and then consider collecting thoughts from the mind. It is best to watch the mind agitate and analyze the root cause rather than jumping right ahead without understanding, as this muddies the mind and causes loss of clarity.
Ananda, may you experience Ananda.
A short while before the Buddha gave up the body, he fell ill with a dire sickness. Sharp pains seemed to hasten the body to death. However, a thought came to the Tathagata.
It would not be right for me to pass away without addressing the order and taking leave from it.
And the Blessed One, by a strong effort of his will, subdued the sickness and kept his hold on life till the time he fixed on should come, and the sickness abated. One day, after the sickness had abated,
Blessed One, salutations. I have beheld, Lord, how the Blessed One had to suffer. At the sight of the sickness of the Blessed One, my body became weak as a creeper. However, I took some little comfort from the thought that the Blessed One would not pass away from existence till at least giving some instructions regarding the order.
What then, Ananda, does the order expect of me? I have preached the truth without holding anything back. It is they who will lead the brotherhood. The order is dependent on them. They should lay down the instructions in any matter concerning the order. As for me, neither do I think I lead the order, nor does it depend on me. Why then should the Tathagata leave instructions in any matter concerning the order? Therefore, Ananda, be your own lamp. Rely on yourselves and do not rely on others for external help. Hold fast to the lamp within. Seek salvation alone in the truth. Look not for assistance to anyone besides yourselves. And how can an aspirant do this? May the aspirant be mindful. Live in this world. May he persevere, inquire, and be mindful and overcome the grief of the body, the mind, and the feeling. Those who shall be lamps to themselves, relying on themselves only, and not relying on any external help, holding fast to the truth as their lamp, and seeking their salvation in the truth alone, and not looking for assistance in anyone besides themselves. It is they, Ananda, among my bhikkhus, who shall reach the very topmost heights.
Thus did the Buddha emphasize that one ought to seek within oneself and overcome the grief that arises from passions, feelings, and their bodies, while pursuing and being completely dependent on the truth alone. Buddha left his physical body,
Mara came today. It is time, Ananda. This body will soon perish.
Blessed One, you have to live for the multitudes that need help, Swami. Promises, please, promises, my Lord, that you shall live for the good and happiness of the great multitudes, out of pity for the world and for the good and gain of mankind.
Enough, Ananda. Do not ask this of the Tathagata.
Please, Swami, please, promises, Swami, that you shall live for the good and happiness of the great multitudes, out of pity for the world, for the good and gain of mankind.
Enough.
Please, promises, my beloved Lord.
Have you faith, Ananda?
Oh, my Lord, I have faith. I really do, Swami.
looking at the sobbing Ananda and feeling the deep grief welling in his heart, the Buddha asked again,
Do you indeed have faith, my dear Ananda?
My Lord, I do have, Swami. You are my only refuge, my Lord.
If you have faith, Ananda, in the wisdom of the Tathagata, why then do you trouble the Tathagata for the third time? Have I not said, all things will be dissolved? We must separate ourselves from all things that are near and dear to us. We must leave them. How then, Ananda? Can it be possible for me to remain? Since everything that is born contains within itself the inherent necessity of dissolution, how then can it be possible that this body of mine should not be dissolved? No such condition can exist. Go now and assemble the Sangha.
Once the Sangha was assembled,
He who lets his heart go loose without restraint shall not attain nirvana. Therefore, we must hold the heart in check and retire from worldly excitements and seek tranquility of mind. Eat your food to satisfy your hunger and drink to satisfy your thirst. Satisfy the necessities of life like the butterfly that sips the flower without destroying its fragrance or its texture. Practice the earnest meditations I have taught you. Continue in this great struggle against sin. Walk steadily in the road of saintship. Be strong in moral powers. Let the organs of your spiritual sense be quick. Behold, brethren, the final extinction of the Tathagata will take place before long. I now exhort you, saying, all component things must grow old and be dissolved again. Seek that which is permanent and work out your salvation with diligence.
So saying, the Tathagata soon passed his body on. While many things were said today, we wish to leave you on a rather humorous note and wish for all of us to have the sense of the old man in the following scene. Once there lived a monk who practiced the Diamond Sutta, a sacred Buddhist text considered to be the perfection of wisdom that cuts like a thunderbolt.
None like me. Who can challenge my command over the Diamond Sutta? My insights are peerless. Not only that, I carry the only copy on parchment in my village. Who can be more lucky or comparable to me? I'm lucky and fortunate indeed. This hunger, it keeps annoying me. Why? Here comes an old man with tea and cakes. Let me see if I can get some. Hey, old man, come here.
Yes, sir. How can I help?
I'm hungry.
Oh, surely, sir. I have cakes and tea with me. They will cost you only 1 copper coin.
How dare you ask money from me? Do you know who I am?
I am sorry, sir. I do not know. I'm just an old man and have no scholarship.
I carry with me the Diamond Sutta. There is none more well versed than me in it. The treasure it holds is invaluable.
This crazy monk has lost sight of all life and has become involved in scholarship. Perhaps I can try and help him. Sir, I do not know much. However, if you can answer a simple question of mine, I would freely give you the cakes and tea I have.
Ha, 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 ha. That is nothing. Ask me. What could you possibly ask me?
Okay, sir. Here's my question. When you eat the cakes, do you eat it with emptiness or fullness? With an open mind or a closed one? With the present or the future?
The monk was stumped. He meditated for an hour. He paced up and down and up and down. his books and pored over it, one character at a time. After he had spent the whole day, he was disappointed at his scholarship. And he finally conceded defeat.
I'm sorry, sir. I have no answer despite my superior knowledge. Could you please help?
Oh, monk, no wonder you go hungry. You eat cakes and tea with your mouth.
Thank you, Syra.